This might be the greatest Lifetime movie I've ever seen, and it's all about
garage sales, garage sales, garage sales, garage sales.
That's right, it's a fucking movie about fucking garage sales, and it's fucking awesome. The movie starts at a garage sale with a brother and sister named Pete and Trudy who are there to rob it, because robbing garage sales can make you a lot of money. So this creepy guy running the sale spots the sister's ass and decides this looks like a good customer to help.
See anything you like?
Love these old lampshades.
They were my mother's.
Is there anything else inside the house that you might be selling?
Yeah.
Look at all of this.
So now she's just inside this guy's house looking for random shit to buy?
Is that normal?
No, really, she's just luring the guy away so that her brother can attempt to steal the cash box. The guy shows her to a bedroom and asks her to touch his lamp, and she does. Very sexually.
Feel how smooth it is.
Then they start touching it together. And while that weird shit's going on, her brother is outside snatching up the cash box.
Stop! Stop him!
Who was that woman yelling "stop him" to?
Stop! Stop him!
Was she really expecting anyone at this garage sale to put their life on the line and tackle the guy because he was getting away with the garage sale money?
I gotta go.
The girl hops in the car and the two thieves get away with the cash.
How much?
$2,400 and change.
$2,400? What the hell was he selling? Gold bars? That number is ridiculous.
Ridiculous!
We cut to our main character, Marsha, who lives in this big suburban house but apparently has no money. Her only way of survival is by having, you guessed it, garage sales. We meet her daughter Candace, who's a constant bitch because she hates the fact that her mom is always having garage sales. Marsha's like, I know, but can you please live stream to all of your followers that I'm having a garage sale tomorrow?
Hi, everybody. I hope you can make it.
Cool. At their house, Pete tells Trudy to quit her waitressing job because they made $2,000. Yeah, I don't think he's very smart.
We made a lot of money yesterday.
Yeah, and it was fun. But it was a one-time thing. Can you just give me the...
No, but what if it was not a one-time thing?
You want to do it again?
Wait, that was their first time doing that? Not only did it come across as if they did this all the time, solely based on how smoothly it went, but what a dumb plan! The entire thing depended on this weirdo letting her into his house, which no one would ever do. What if the person said, no, you can't come into my house? What would the plan have been then? At Marsha's garage sale, Pete and Trudy scope out the place, intending to rob her ass. But there's only $30 in the cash box, so Pete decides he's gonna sneak into the house and see what's in there. While Marsha's busy arguing with the head of the HOA about breaking their rules on garage sales, Pete gets inside by going through the front door, which just so happens to be wide open. Trudy distracts Marsha by pretending to be a fellow garage sale enthusiast.
It doesn't matter where I'm driving to. If I see a garage sale, I pull over.
But it doesn't work, and Marsha sees Pete inside her house.
Hey! What are you doing?
This leads to a confrontation where Pete falls down the stairs and dies. Trudy sees her dead brother and walks back to the car, completely shocked that robbing a garage sale didn't work. She checks her brother's ID because she forgot what he looked like and wanted to make sure that guy back there was him. Wait, he's 45? Why would they make the character be born in 1977 when the actor playing him was born in 1997? They even used a photo from the actor's Instagram page for the ID. So why wouldn't they also just use his real age? It makes no sense. A detective shows up and is immediately suspicious of Marsha.
And how long was he in the house, do you think?
I don't know, maybe 5 minutes?
And he just knew exactly where your jewelry was? Where you keep your cash?
What are you implying?
I just think it's a little odd.
Well, he took the cash out of a wallet in the bedroom and the jewelry out of a jewelry box in the bedroom, which is where most people keep that shit. So no, it's not that odd. The detective goes on to say that they have no idea who the intruder is. he had no ID on him, and his fingerprints didn't show up in the criminal database as having a criminal history. First of all, I refuse to believe that someone who's robbing garage sales for a living has absolutely no criminal history. And second, is that why they showed Trudy looking at his driver's license in the previous scene? To establish that his ID was in the car and not on his person, therefore the police couldn't be able to identify him? Why did they have to show it? They could have cut that shot out and just had the detective come in and say, yeah, the guy didn't have an ID on him. Would anyone have questioned that? No, they had to show it and prove that he had no ID on him.
I get so angry about this.
Trudy goes back to her empty house, and if she was somewhat hesitant about getting revenge on Marsha for the death of her brother, this perfectly placed photo and birthday card will definitely help persuade her. Marsha has another garage sale. Trudy shows up and stabs her to death. But she was just imagining it.
You look familiar. Have we met before?
I don't think so.
Marsha recognizes her as the girl at the garage sale 4 months ago, and Trudy's like, oh yeah, that's right. Now I remember. That was the day that guy died in your house, right? As if she would have forgotten that. Marsha and Trudy go to a swap meet together and are suddenly best friends. They return home and tell Candace what a great time they had buying garbage.
You see this? I bought it for $5. I can easily turn that around for 20.
Trudy stays for dinner and finds out that Marsha adopted Candace from a foster home when she was 3.
Why does that matter?
It doesn't. We also find out that Marsha's never been married and that she was a lawyer for 20 years but quit 6 months ago because she hated it and now just has garage sales.
It's a good plan. Yeah.
What about you? Is there anyone in your life?
Trudy responds by saying that her brother was killed by a woman and now she hates that woman.
One day, he went to her house, and suddenly I was all alone.
But of course, Marsha is totally clueless and has no idea that she's talking about her.
I know, she's an idiot.
One day, Candace comes home and can tell that her mom is a little down.
What's going on? You sound bummed.
I just got through balancing my checkbook for the last 3 months. I am officially out of money.
And you thought it was a good idea to quit your job and start living solely off garage sales?
Yes, I did.
We find out that Marsha isn't completely broke. She has $80,000 in an account, but that's for Candace's college fund.
So what are you gonna do?
She's gonna get a job, obviously, right? Right? Oh my god, she's having another garage sale. And while she does, Candace and Trudy, because Trudy works there now, are inside cleaning up a room to turn into an office for Marsha, which leads to Trudy seeing a piece of paper that contains all of Marsha's important passwords.
Thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you, Trudy.
During yet another garage sale, this hunk walks up interested in Christmas decorations.
How much for all of it? Well, the Christmas stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I know who you are, fella. You own one of those Christmas stores, don't you? You go around to all the garage sales and buy their ornaments, their reindeers, their snowman, and then you sell them at your shop for 10 times as much as you pay for them.
Yeah, how dare you take advantage of these garage sale people by exploiting the low prices of their worthless crap? Why do you even care, you hypocrite? Aren't you doing the exact same thing?
You see this? I bought it for $5. I can easily turn that around for 20.
No, the truth is I have a sister in Houston whose house recently flooded, and all the family Christmas decorations got ruined in the garage, so...
Their house flooded? Jesus, that can cause some pricey damage. And their Christmas decorations getting ruined was the worst thing to come out of that? Yes!
My plan was to pack my car full of a bunch of Christmas stuff, drive out there, and surprise her and her kids with a real classic Christmas. She's been through a lot.
And this is the shit that's gonna turn it all around for her?
How about $300 for all of it?
$300 for that? Before leaving, Rick, which is the guy's name by the way, asks Marsha out to dinner. While Marsha gets ready for her date, Rick comes inside and gets to know Candace.
Where do you think he'll go to college?
Stanford or Berkeley?
Wow, Stanford's pricey.
That's nothing. With what she's making off garage sales? Candace leaves for a sleepover and Rick and Marsha head out on their date. Trudy watches them drive away and breaks inside Marsha's house. But Marsha forgot her jacket and they need to go back to the house. Inside the house, Trudy finds the paper with the passwords but sees Marsha coming back and tries to get out. But there's no time and she has to hide. Rick comes in to check on her and...
Guess we're not going to dinner.
Nope.
They're having sex? Yes! She just went inside to get her coat, and now they're having sex! This guy's the man! In the other room, Trudy logs into Marsha's bank account to steal the money, hoping that their sex is loud enough to drown out any noise she's making. She transfers the money to another account, just as they're finishing up. They just started as Trudy was typing in the password. She clicked one button to transfer it into another account, and they're already done? That was the fastest movie sex I've ever seen.
No, it isn't.
Okay, fine. Trudy tries to leave, but bumps into a basket.
Who was that?
So now Rick has to go investigate the noise and runs into Trudy.
Did you get it?
Rick is actually her dad, and the two are working together to steal Marsha's money.
Holy shit!
The next morning, Candace returns home from her sleepover to see Rick walking out the door, and brings up some very good points.
You slept with him? You just met the guy.
So,
It was your first date. What, he takes you to a nice restaurant so you just jump in bed with him?
He didn't even do that. It happened when she went back to get her coat.
You barely know him. You don't know anything about him.
You know he's got good taste in Christmas decorations. At the next garage sale, Marsha only makes $115.
You are one pathetic loser.
Trudy, thanks again for all you're doing for us.
My pleasure.
What is she doing for you? Why is she still hanging around? Can you and your daughter really not manage this stupid little garage sale by yourself? Marsha hands Candace the money box and... Why are they so dirty now? Were they cleaning toilets? What happened after she handed her the money box? Did they cut a scene out of this movie? Anyway, Marsha checks her bank account and her savings reads 00.00.
It's really low.
And what bank's website, when you log in, only shows you the total amount with no other details? Why is it so basic? The only other option on the page is a transfer button.
It's very stupid.
Marsha calls the bank and learns that the money was transferred to a different account under the name Richard Breedlove.
Who the hell is that?
In a car, Trudy and her dad split the cash that they stole from Marsha, but Trudy says that she wants to destroy Marsha's life even more.
I'm going to take her house. I'm going to take over her life. I'm going to let her know what it feels like to lose everything.
I'm not trying to knock her close relationship with her brother. It's nice, but this girl is 25 and her degenerate brother was her everything?
That sounds a little weird to me, but you decide.
Detective Dipshit comes back to the house to brief her on what they know about the guy who stole her money.
Starting the following morning, for the next 5 days, whoever it was started making cash withdrawals until the account was liquidated.
Wow, this detective covers local home invasions, murders, and bank fraud? I didn't even know the police force let you do that.
We have a photograph of the person making the withdrawals, but as you can see, he managed to conceal his face pretty well.
You mean the sunglasses?
Are you saying there's no way to recover my money?
I'm saying that the man in this photograph is a ghost, okay? He's a con artist. We have no idea who he is or how to find him.
Candace blames herself for the money being stolen because on the first night when Rick came inside before the date, she told him that she wanted to go to college.
Where do you think he'll go to college?
Stanford or Berkeley.
And therefore, he must have known that Marsha had a college fund somewhere.
If I would have kept my mouth shut, he wouldn't have known about the account.
He didn't know about the account. All you said is that you wanted to go to college at Stanford or Berkeley, not that your mom had a college fund specifically with Palm Vista Bank. There's actually no explanation for how they knew about that.
You know, I don't have to tell you shit.
I let this guy into our house, steal your whole future.
It's all good though, because guess who's having another garage sale? However, the Wicked Witch of the HOA shows up.
This is a cease and desist order from the HOA board.
Ah shit, they're shutting her down. On her way out, the woman accidentally bumps a vase.
Thanks. That was worth $300.
Why are you selling $300 items at your dumpy garage sale? Those aren't garage sale prices. If my wife or girlfriend ever came home with a $300 vase, I'd be like, what the fuck? I thought you were going to a garage sale.
Whoops.
You bitch. Can you leave my mother alone? You hear me or I swear to God I'll kill you.
Enough. Could you please not record this?
I like how the woman just walks away. She took legal action because Marsha had a garage sale, but then gets physically assaulted and just lets it go. That night, Trudy goes to the HOA woman's house with scissors that she took from Candace's room and uses them to stab the woman to death. That was probably the most disturbing death in a Lifetime movie I've ever seen. Afterwards, Trudy cleans up. She should probably lose that top. You know, get rid of the evidence. The next day, Detective Dickhead shows up again to inform Marsha that her neighbor, the HOA lady, was murdered and they think Candace did it.
What?
He then says that they found the murder weapon at the scene, a pair of scissors with fingerprints on it. He uses a portable fingerprint scanner to see if either of their fingerprints match the ones on the scissors. Candace is a match and is arrested. Marsha's lawyer tells her to sell her house so she can afford a good defense team for her daughter's pending murder trial. Why not just have another garage sale? Trudy volunteers to help Marsha get her house ready to sell. And not only that, she's going to move in with her and pay the mortgage for her, which is really weird considering Marsha doesn't know all that much about her.
Sure.
Trudy watches Marsha clean and is reminded of her dead brother.
You missed a spot?
Here? That's, it's a stain from the,
From the what?
It's from the...
From the day you killed that guy who came into your house?
I didn't kill him. He fell.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
I thought you pushed him. My mistake.
While Marsha lies awake, fantasizing about her next garage sale, she figures out that Trudy is somehow connected to the intruder that died inside her house. So she follows her across town to a house and records her talking to her dad, the wanted con man. Instead of calling the police, Marsha decides to go inside and keep recording, because it's not a Lifetime movie unless the main character doesn't make the dumbest decisions possible.
Goddamn right.
Rick and Trudy conveniently wait until she gets closer with the camera to start talking about things that will incriminate them the most.
Seems about right.
I want 70%.
You're crazy.
Well, you can't get her house without my help, and you know it.
Look at the time code reading all zeros. That means nothing is recording. Marsha suddenly receives an incoming text, even though it says it was received 1 minute ago, and it's so loud that it gives away her position. She powers off her phone and runs away, but is easily caught.
Damn it, she heard it.
She not only heard it, she probably recorded it.
She didn't. Rick puts Marsha in a chokehold while Trudy forces her to sign her house over to them. Rick ties her up while Trudy gets a saw out of the garage, for some reason.
We're gonna cut her up into little pieces and flush it down the toilet.
Oh, that's the reason.
Listen to me. We do not have to kill her.
We kill her if I say so.
Rick tries to stop her and is beat up by a girl. Trudy fires up the saw and is totally gonna slaughter Marsha, but suddenly hears the sounds of police sirens. While she looks outside, Marsha unties herself, somehow.
How did you?
Live stream. Candace taught me. Everyone was watching Trudy.
Who's everyone? Do you even have followers? So we find out that someone who was watching the live stream called the police, and that's what led them to rescue Marsha. But wait, How was Marsha able to live stream? The last time she had her phone, she powered it off. Then Trudy took it from her and placed it on the table as Marsha was being tied up. So when exactly did she initiate a live stream? Certainly not here when nothing was recording. And even if I were to believe that she was somehow live streaming, which I don't, how would the viewer watching even know where Marsha was located? Remember, they're at Trudy's house, not Marsha's house. Marsha herself didn't even know this house existed until she followed Trudy there. So how the hell did the viewer or even the cops know where to find her? It's not like the bad guys shouted out their names and location.
It's over.
Why are the cops walking this slow? You'd think they'd show a little more urgency than this. Trudy makes a run for it, but Marsha tackles her ass. Now Marsha could run around the house to where the cops are, or she could empty out this trash can and slam it right the into her. Yeah! The movie cuts to Candace and her mom in their front yard, and apparently everything is fine now.
Hey guys, big shout out to those of you who watched my mom's live stream broadcast and called the cops. Thank you. And get this, because of what my mom captured on video, they let me out of jail.
She didn't capture anything on video. Nothing. Not 1 second. All is forgiven though. This movie was awesome.
Woohoo! That's what I'm talking about.